when I was a kid, everybody said anybody invests in the stock market is a gambler. Now everybody's in the stock market. So how did that happen? Well, in 1974, they brought this thing called a 401k out.
Well, I like crypto because I'm technologically a dinosaur. I barely use my cell phone. So I talk to younger guys, I also know that I consult to like high school kids because they grew up with the iPhone. I don't know where my iPhone is, but they grew up with that iPhone. So I know this one 19-year-old, she started trading at 10 years old on the iPhone. I'm like, what? I can barely go to Amazon on my iPhone. I'm so retarded. I'm a dinosaur. So when I saw crypto coming out, I heard about it, and then I think it went to 20K. But as you know, it always retraces, all booms, bust. So as soon as it busted, it went down to 1,000. Then I want to test the strength of it because I took technical trading courses. Technical is a volatility, and this here is fundamentals. Income statement, balance sheet. I'll talk about this later. There's fundamentals, which is income statement, balance sheet, and then technical. So I took 3 years of technical, and I realized my mother was right. I'm not smart. It's best to stay with oil and gold, slow. But anyway, when I watched the technicals drop, so okay, so Bitcoin this is years ago, went to 20, from 20 to about 1, I think, or so. And I watched it, and I watched the momentum pick up. So I came in at 6,000. So I bought at 6, about 60 coins, plus Ethereum. And as you know, your profit's made when you buy, not when you sell. So then I watch it scream up. Everybody's saying it's $1 million. I don't get sucked into the hype because my rich dad taught me early on, your profit is made when you buy, not when you sell.
What does that mean?
You wait for the crash.
Right.
Crashes make the rich richer.
Right, the profit is made when you buy, so you should be buying at those times when there's blood in the streets. You should be buying at those intelligent levels.
In 1960 and 1980, my generation, the boomers, didn't like stocks because everybody, at my time of when I was a kid, everybody said anybody invests in the stock market is a gambler. Now everybody's in the stock market. So how did that happen? Well, in 1974, they brought this thing called a 401k out. I won't touch that thing. I would not touch a 401k or an IRA. Why? Because I don't have to. They tell you exactly, they tell you when to wear the mask and when to get a vaccine. They tell you what you can invest in a 401k and an IRA. I refuse to do that. But I don't have to because as an entrepreneur, I create my own assets. I don't need the stock market. You do. I'm not saying don't invest in it. I'm not saying don't have a 401k, don't have an IRA. Just screw you. I'm not going to be told what to do. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. You like being told what to do? Go to school, get a job, save money, pay your taxes, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. I don't want to do that. They had to do it because my generation wasn't investing in it. So that's why between 1960 and 1980, they didn't like stocks. So the 401k came out. Then what happened is in 1987, the stock market crashed. So Greenspan comes out. He's a Federal Reserve guy. Remember, the Federal Reserve is not American. It's not a government agency. So he came out, and what Greenspan put was what I call a PPT. It's the plunge protection team, or also called the Greenspan put, or also what people say, don't fight the Fed. Basically, what Greenspan did is every time the stocks crashed, the plunge protection team would protect you. So my generation, the boomers, are going, well, I don't have to worry because every time the market crashes, the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury will bail me out. So that's today we have our US corporations are zombie. 20% of US corporations are zombie corporations. It means they're broke, but they're being propped up by the Federal Reserve Bank and the government. That's communism. So anyway, stocks get protected. Gold is a good investment because the Fed, all the central banks in the world now own gold. So they're not going to let gold crash. They'll do something to make sure the price of gold stays up. So I don't like stocks, but I like gold. Silver is getting more valuable because gold, all the gold never disappears. It just keeps piling up. But silver is being used in the Green New Deal, in solar cell, in medical things. So I like silver. And if you can see back here, look at this here. Silver was $2. It hit $50 here when the Hunt brothers were trying to manipulate the gold market. And even today, it's only 27, but you can't get any. You can't get any because they're manipulating, trying to force it higher. Well, I'll say it one more time. This is how much opportunity you have, and that's gold, silver, and crypto. Not that big. And you can make more money planting apple trees or water, like that deal I was talking about. So here's stocks. The government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want it. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff is I don't like the Fed. When I talk to most of the young guys, they don't like the Fed either. But the problem is, and this is why you've got to be smart, is that the Fed wants to take this out. The European Central Bank, the ECB, wants to take it out. The Bank of Japan wants to take it out. The Bank of China wants to take it out. So that's why you crypto guys, you've got to be smarter today. You don't just sit there and go, oh. So you crypto guys, you got to be smarter, because what possibly, it hasn't happened yet, is a Fed coin or a yuan coin, a Chinese coin. China will probably have it before the US, and there will be a European coin, and they want to destroy Bitcoin. So you guys in Bitcoin, you've got to be smarter. So as it's coming down, like I said, I'm still going to buy more, but when it passes 27,000, I'm going to back up the truck, just like I did when it passed 9,000, because that's what traders do. So let me show you that the bigger thing here is this. This is the future. This has not happened, but it might happen. If there's a Fed coin, they're going to get rid of the commercial banks. You see, the only way the money can go into the marketplace right now is the Fed prints money. They give the money to commercial banks like US Bank and Bank of America and Wells Fargo, and they lend the money out. But if the Fed coin comes out, they don't need these banks. And you worked for a bank, didn't you?
Yep, Wells Fargo.
And the only way somebody could get money, they got a credit card, real estate, or a student loan, right?
You need that credential history.
So if there's a Fed coin, Wells Fargo is gone. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is my prediction of what might happen. Don't say I'm saying it's going to go out and all this stuff. At the same time, if a Fed coin comes in, it wipes me out, because the way I get my money is I have great credit. And like I said, just last week, Ken McElroy and I borrowed $160 million. That's the only way money gets into the system, is guys like us, capitalists, have to borrow money. School teachers can't even get a credit card. They're so stupid. Or they get a student loan. What a rip off that is. But a guy like me will go out there and use debt. As I said here, I use debt to acquire assets, and I pay no taxes. But they'll never teach you that in school. And that's why one of my friends predicted that Bitcoin will go to 1.2 million. I don't know that. I just listened to him. He's a lot smarter than me, but he says 1.2 million. Max Kaiser says 250,000. Some guys say, 100,000. I watch silver. I think silver will go to 100. If silver goes to 100, I make a lot of money. It doesn't make any difference. There's so many ways you can get rich in a capitalist society, but the moment we go to this here, we've lost. So I don't know what the future holds, but I think this is where we're going. So if this happens, my gold and silver are not in this country. I love Bitcoin because it's portable. So that's why I'm very bullish. I'm very optimistic about Bitcoin, because there's going to be chaos for the next 10 years. And Bitcoin will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Ethereum will go up and down. Blockchain will go up and down. And then they're going to try and put guys like me in jail. Happens every time. So this here is it. This is our schools. Go to school, get a job, become a small entrepreneur, start a pizza shop or something. I don't do that, because these guys pay 40% in taxes. Remember, money is debt and taxes. So they work for money, they pay 40% in taxes. They work for money, they pay 60% in tax. So the small entrepreneurs, the guys who are just startups, they're going to pay the highest taxes around. But the big business guys like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Rich Dad here, we only pay 20% tax. And we're inside investors. I put my own deals together. I don't touch stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I'll create my own deal, like the water deal I talked about. I'm doing a Green New Deal, but I'll pay no taxes at all. And that's what financial education does. So this is school, this is Rich Dad.